Hi, my name is Leslie Williams, and today's date is April 15, 2012, and this is what is known as a tidbit file. It's going to be one of the most important files that you'll literally watch in your lifetime because of what I'm about to tell you. Now, what is RFID? Understand this and be clear. If you watch this entire video, you will definitely be glad that you did. RFID is radio frequency identification. I forgot what the D stands for. Hang on. The reason why I'm making this audio file is I'm going to tell you the truth about something that's almost going to be hard to believe, but is factual in its reality. I don't speak very well because I'm learning disabled, but understand this: I'm also gifted, and so I'm going to get right to the point in reference to the subject matter of this particular video file. And what I'm going to tell you, what I'm going to describe, is 100% real. They are factual realities, but I'm going to have to describe them carefully because of legal purposes. Now, I'm a federal and state whistleblower, and when you're whistleblowing about something, especially if you've been a victim of an extreme crime, what the government will do is monitor your videos and your computer activity in order to be able to then claim that what you're stating sounds like the results of the symptomology of a mental illness. This is how they hook their targets into institutionalization or syndicated run group homes in order to contain the whistleblower, in order to keep the truth from ever being known. So what I'm going to state to you is going to be stated carefully, but if you're smart, and I believe you are, you'll understand why I'm saying this. I'm going to put it to you this way. I know someone who went to an ear, nose, and throat specialist way back in 1995 because they were having major sinus problems. As a result, an instrument was stuck up this person's nose, and it was stuck up their nose so far that they almost screamed. Okay? Now, it is believed that what was stuck up in this person's nose was a RFID device, an implant, a neural implant, stuck up through the nasal cavity. You can go to Freedom Fighters for America and view on the X-rays and diagram sections of that particular website, and view that ear, nose, and throat specialists use devices in order to be able to implant neurocognitive weapons, RFID, up through the nasal cavity. They're called septal implants. In part, I think that's what these particular ones are called. Anyways, what is radio frequency identification? Radio frequency is an implant that runs on radio frequencies. I heard the same individual, they finally started using the reason why they implanted this individual in 2003, 2004. They were already using it. Okay, but what they did was, as a result of this person who they were using, they wanted to make sure that the reason why they implanted them kept going. So what they started doing was, this person was conceptualizing and developing strategies in order to take care of themselves. So what they wanted to do was to add to the pile of cognitive impairment by doing things that would cause traumatization and disassociation. Because when you're traumatized and disassociated, it's hard to think clearly. It's hard to engage in deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, analytical processing, and critical thinking. So while they were bringing about tactics and methods of what is known as organized stalking against this person while creating homelessness, they started using the RFID to aid and abet in the traumatization that was already being implemented towards this person. So what they did was they literally honed in on the frequency of the RFID device, the implant, and literally transmitted music into the target's head by using the RFID, the frequency that was set in the RFID implant. Radio frequency implant. Basically all it is the brain has an audio and visual cortex, just like a TV has audio and visual. Go to Google and type in remote neural monitoring. Do it, and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. They use RFID implants in conjunction with how they use it to traumatize the target, because the target has no idea they've been implanted, and they have no idea why they're hearing a radio in their own head. And this was done to drown out and crowd out the target at that time, the target's critical thinking, their own internal dialogue, because instead they had to hear the radio. Kathy O'Brien talked about the same thing being done to her. Google and YouTube Kathy O'Brien. Listen to her videos and you'll eventually find the one where she talks about a radio being played literally in her head. My name is Leslie Williams. I heard this occurred towards this woman in Dearborn, Michigan. Now, also Google Oakwood Hospital doctor, he was the director of pediatrics, implanting hundreds of kids under the guise of epilepsy and putting neural implants in their heads. He got caught. That happened between 2008 and 2010. Now, go to Freedom Fighters for America and you'll find the x-ray of Terry Parker Jr. 47 metallic implants put in his head under the guise of epilepsy. That happened in 1967 in Canada, which is about 5 minutes away from Dearborn, Michigan, geographically. Yeah. Is Oakwood Hospital the same exact place they shipped this same person who had the RFID nasal implant put up in their head back in 1995? Was this same person duped to go into the same exact hospital in the same calendar years this doctor was doing this to hundreds of children? Was the same person duped to go into the same hospital in the same calendar years that they were doing this to hundreds of children in Dearborn, Michigan? Did the same person go to Benner Law Firm, the law firm that was handling the class action suit, in reference to the parents that got together to file a class action lawsuit against the doctor? Did this person go to that same law firm, and within a week did the Dearborn police come and evict that person from their campsite? Why would they do that? My name is Leslie Williams, San Diego, California. These implants and remote neural monitoring can be used to stimulate anything that is entrained, anything that is identified through the remote neural monitoring to be acted out and in other words, what they do is create neural circuits, or will stimulate old ones in current in real time, to bring whatever is stimulated back in current consciousness to be played out, rethought, and played out in real-time scenarios. So I'm just going to say this skillfully. If you have a gambling problem, if you've ever gambled, even if it's just once, that's one neural network. One thought process of getting up to going, the motor cortex associated behaviors are going, and then the plane, once you get there, that's a neural network. They can stimulate that one neural network to get you going and keep you going. That's how it works.